Hello, people that like to eat with cutlery. Yes, I do that. And I tested a lot of my cutlery, and it wasn't the greatest steel. So some of it was cheap, and it was like low-grade stainless, which is basically not good because if you leave it in an acidic solution, like, say, tomato sauce or lime juice, salsa kind of thing, it's gonna leach into your food. So I found these on AliExpress, like many things. This is SSGP. These three came in this box, and let's put those away. There should be identical sets. You can buy just spoons, knives, forks, or a set. I don't know why they're all opened like this. I guess they're just not taped together. This is all in Chinese here. Oh, here's the actual metallic content. Okay. So the fork and spoon, and they're listed as 316 stainless. I think the actual knife is a different grade of steel because it has to hold an edge. So that might show up as a bad thing on my liquid test pair. Alright, so it's nice this actually comes in a compostable, biodegradable bag. Everyone needs to go to this. Some independent news report now is saying that like hot tea has the most plastic in it because the lining, I guess, melts when you put hot tea. Second would be coffee. So disposable, one-time use coffee in teacups, not good. Alright, so very shiny, very chrome-like. It's got the actual branding. I think that's like a laser etch, if I had to guess. And so this is 30 CR13. I suppose that's the type of steel it is. I will say this is a very long knife. It is 23.5 centimeters, or 9.25 inches, I would say. Sorry, I lost focus. Thing's so shiny. So you can confirm for yourself it's around that long. I mentioned that because I was thinking about taking an extra set and leaving them in the car, so when we go picnicking, we'll have some utensils. Alright, well, this is a very serrated knife. I think I'll actually test it. And I'm positive it's going to cut through meat, no problem. What I'm curious is if it's going to cut through cardboard. Not that edge. Oh, yeah. So it's obviously not meant to be a box cutter, but I feel like these serrations are really nice. Yeah, it does a good job with these serrations. They're very, very deep serrations. So there's no doubt that this is going to cut through a steak without problems. Okay, well that's nice. Okay, so here we have a fork. Let me flip this ruler around here and actually just prop it up vertically. So this fork here, it's 8 inches or a little over 20 centimeters. Again, I lost focus. Got four tines, and then this whole, what's going on here? Branding thing again, etched away. So I guess that's legit. And then here, it says SUS 316. It's literally stamped in there, so I'm positive that's going to test out fine. The knife, it doesn't have any stamping, but it does have that number there. Okay, just a little spoon here. This is a small spoon, obviously. Maybe it's like a dessert spoon or something. And that's around 6 3/4 or around 17 centimeters. And this also has the stamping in the bottom of this thing. Okay, and then the etching up top. And then here's a normal size spoon. And hit focus. 21. Yeah, a little over 21 centimeters. 8 1/4, maybe in that ballpark. Alright, so there you have the dimensions, and I forget which way you're supposed to set up like a cutlery. Fine dining is not my forte. But just for a sense of scale, we're a size extra large motorcycle glove. And so I think these 3 utensils are pretty standard size. It's just this knife for some reason is exceptionally long to me. It just seems really long, but it's meant for a dining room table, not for camping. I forgot I have some balsa wood here, so let's just see how this knife does against balsa wood. Yeah, this is pretty impressive. Yeah, steak knives. Yeah, they're crazy. Okay, I should come back after I clean this. So you can buy this really cheap stainless steel testing solution, and so it's this greenish aquaish color, and you put it on for 3 minutes, and if it changes to these colors, that's the grade of stainless. So 316 should not change any color in 3 minutes. I don't know what's going to happen with that knife. I'm curious. I also found some cheap things. I don't know if they're good or not, but they just look cheap. I don't even know what this is, but I'm going to test that. And then just some cheap teaspoon measuring things, which I never put acid in, so I'm still going to use them. But I thought I want to show you how quickly this works. So we have a good old timer. Hold on. Reset 3 minutes. Let's get some solution out here. So put a drop here. Drop on this. Drop right on the... Well, I'm going to put on the handle. Oh, it's going to roll off. I'm going to put another one on the handle. Put this on this handle. Oh, you know what? I'll just put it on the back side so it doesn't roll off. Alright, put it right next to the SUS thing. SUS thing. SUS thing. Alright, let's start the timer. I'm going to leave this real time, so you probably want to just fast forward in 3 minutes. Oh, look at this. So that is some low-grade steel, right? It changed already. I wasn't even looking. I was concentrating here. Oh, and look at the knife. Yeah, so that is not a knife you want to put into any acidic solution. But most steaks, most cutlets are not acidic. So I'm still going to use these knives because I'm never going to just leave them in a pool of acidic solution. Alright, the question is, these 3. These, you could leave in a bowl of soup or something like that. Well, at least the spoons. So we'll come back. Well, you can come back in 2 minutes. Okay, it's been 3 minutes, and these spoons and forks are just starting to change, but within 10 seconds. So, and this one hasn't changed at all yet. So, I am positive these three are really 316. That's why they're stamped as such. And this is obviously not, but it's claiming to be a different steel anyways. Again, for blade retention, it has to be, strong enough to hold an edge for those serrations to not just break off or whatnot. So, yeah, you might want to get some of this solution and just test everything you put acidic foods into, whether that be a cup or utensils or cooking pans and stuff like that. I already did that to all my cooking pans. Alright, I will say they're pretty classy. They're very, very smooth. I think the fork would work really well because the gaps between the tines is so big, so it'll clearly pierce through stuff. The spoon, here's the dishing. It's just a standard spoon. It's not a soup spoon or anything like that, although obviously you could do so. And then yeah, this dessert spoon is pretty shallow as well, but I think for ice cream it'll do its job. And the knife, yeah, that's a crazy edge. If you want to cut some balsa wood with your steak knife, you can. So these are definitely going to become camping utensils for me. They're just going to go in the car, and when I go on a picnic or whatnot, I'll have something to eat with that's not plastic. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next random product review.